Welcome back to our channel where we share updates and untold stories about Catherine, Princess of Wales and her royal family. Today we bring you some significant news: Princess Anne revokes Camilla's queen title and Camilla's shocking act. It has been claimed that Princess Anne, also known as the Princess Royal, has stripped Queen Camilla of her formal title, restoring her position to that of Duchess of Cornwall. This sudden change of events has sent shockwaves through the British royalty and has fascinated people all over the world. It was at a high-profile state occasion that the incident took place. Camilla was introduced as Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Cornwall, rather than Queen Camilla, which caused her to seem clearly shocked. This extraordinary action, which may be ascribed to Princess Anne's assertion of ancient royal etiquette, has sparked a raging discussion over the power dynamics that exist within the House of Windsor. The encounter is described as the culmination of years of simmering tensions, according to people close to the palace. Camilla's response, which was captured on tape and examined globally, hints at deep-seated indignation. In light of the fact that the monarchy is already being scrutinized, this new event raises significant concerns about loyalty, legacy, and the future of the crown. In the event that a public demotion takes place during a state gala, the incident at the annual fundraising gala held by the Royal Academy in London on the evening of October 14, 2023, the dispute broke out. This is an occasion that is generally marked by grandeur, etiquette, and polished public appearances. The purpose of the event, which was attended by politicians, celebrities, and members of the media from all over the globe, was to provide a platform for King Charles III and his spouse Camilla to promote certain charity causes and to emphasize the role that the monarchy plays in contemporary society. The scenario shown in the video footage and eyewitness accounts collected by this newspaper exhibits an extraordinary level of pandemonium. Camilla, who was 76 years old at the time, arrived at the location wearing a sapphire gown that was set with a diamond tiara. She had the self-assurance of a lady who had previously spent decades navigating the hazardous seas of royal life. When they walked out onto the red carpet, King Charles, who was 75 years old, was there to lend her a comforting arm beside him. The atmosphere was electric, with flashbulbs blasting and media yelling out questions regarding the couple's previous engagements. The atmosphere continued to be electrifying. On the other hand, the evening took a dramatic turn while the official introductions were being made. The presenter of the event, an experienced announcer who was a member of the protocol team at the palace, approached the platform and gave what was intended to be a regular greeting. "Ladies and gentlemen," he started, his voice firm, but with a tinge of uneasiness, "please welcome Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Cornwall." He was addressing the audience. Following a little period of silence, the audience responded with a series of whispers and an uncomfortable round of applause. The confident stride that Camilla had been making toward the stage came to a stop in the middle of her stride. Her grin wavered and her eyes moved momentarily toward King Charles. For a little moment, the cameras caught a glimpse of vulnerability in her expression. It seemed as if the earth had changed under her feet, according to one source who spoke to reporters. Sources who were aware of the situation characterized her demeanor as one of pure shock. She was well aware of the significance of this. Everyone in the crowd was aware of the mistake or the planned conduct, as many people believe it to be. The social media platforms went into a frenzy almost immediately, with hashtags such as Wan Yasha Duchess again and Owanana Camilla demoted becoming popular all over the globe. Those in attendance, who included officials from other countries and representatives from charitable organizations, exchanged perplexed looks, unclear if they had seen a straightforward error or a deliberate snub. When asked by reporters from the BBC to comment anonymously, one of the guests stated, "It was bizarre. The air was thick with stress and you could feel it. Everyone is aware of the hierarchical structure of titles in the Royal Society, and this was not a coincidence." Camilla made a speedy recovery and delivered her planned speech on the significance of arts education with a voice that shook just slightly at the beginning of the address. Despite this, the harm had already been done. While she was leaving the platform, the reporters saw that she had a more rigid stance and that she was holding King Charles's arm with a somewhat firmer grip. Palace staffers, who were obviously rattled, made instantaneous attempts to minimize the significance of the situation by whispering to event planners and checking their electronic devices for direction. The tale, however, had already gone viral by the time Camilla and Charles left the venue where they were performing. A brief overview of the tensions that have always existed within the royal family. One must go into the complex web of ties and rivalries that constitute the British royal family in order to comprehend the seriousness of the situation that we are now currently experiencing. For a very long time, Princess Anne, who is 73 years old and the only daughter of the late Queen Elizabeth II, has been seen to be the unwavering defender of tradition within the monarchy. In recent years, Anne has completed more engagements than any other member of the royal family, earning her the nickname Hardworking Royal. She has devoted her whole life to serving her country. Her unwavering commitment to her mother's heritage is renowned, and several sources have referred to her as the enforcer, who makes certain that the institution's operating procedures are adhered to. The road that Camilla has taken to become prominent, on the other hand, has been riddled with controversy. Camilla, whose maiden name was Shand, has seen a dramatic transformation in the public's image of her. She was formerly disparaged as the other woman in the marriage of Prince Charles and Princess Diana, who passed away. Camilla was formally named as Queen Consort after the passing of Queen Elizabeth II in September 2022. This was a title that was conferred upon her by the late Queen herself. Camilla's position as Charles's faithful spouse was acknowledged by her promotion, which was considered a symbolic olive branch. Tensions, on the other hand, have continued to exist under the surface. According to royal analysts, Anne and Camilla have had a long-standing disagreement, which may be traced back to their divergent perspectives on the function of the monarchy. Anne, who was brought up at a time when stoic service was the norm, considers the crown to be an institution that is founded on centuries of tradition, sacrifice, and devotion to the people. Camilla, on the other hand, is an example of a more contemporary as well as adaptable attitude. She often advocates for modifications that are reflective of current ideals. These disparities have been shown to have emerged in subtle ways over the course of the years, according to insiders. A palace aide, speaking on the condition of anonymity, recalled a private reception that took place at Windsor Castle earlier this year. Camilla made a light-hearted toast referring to herself as the family's new matriarch. Anne and Camilla have been known to exchange what one source referred to as chilly pleasantries during family gatherings such as the annual Balmoral retreats. The retort that Anne gave was pointed, "You may wear the crown, but that does not mean that you carry its weight." This was a warning shot at the individual. A more fundamental contradiction is shown by this incident. According to papers that have been leaked to the press, although they have not been authenticated, Camilla has been advocating for changes that Anne considers to be a danger to the fundamental ideals that underpin the monarchy. The inclusion of Camilla's children Tom Parker Bowles and Laura Lopes in royal activities in a more prominent capacity is one of these suggestions. It was rumored that Tom in particular was being examined for an advising position, which Anne regarded to be a potential violation of policy. The royal family is defined not by marriage or convenience, but by heredity and service, according to a source close to Anne, who communicated this information to our writer. During her reign, the late Queen Elizabeth II was instrumental in reconciling these conflicts and playing a vital part in the process. It was a pragmatic choice on her part to support Camilla for the position of Queen Consort, with the goal of bringing the family together after years of controversy. However, because Elizabeth has passed away, Anne has assumed the position of guardian of the throne, which she considers to be her inherited responsibility. An explanation was provided by Dr. Emily Cartwright, a royal historian, in an interview. Anne feels a profound responsibility to her mother's wishes. She said, "Elizabeth placed her trust in Anne to uphold the integrity of the organization, and Anne is doing exactly that." How Princess Anne executed the move is referred to as the power play. The decision to deprive Camilla of her title was not made on the spur of the moment. Rather, it was the outcome of a campaign that was painstakingly organized behind the walls of the palace. The process is said to have started some months ago at a secret meeting that took place at Balmoral Castle in August of 2023, according to the sources. Despite the fact that King Charles, Princess Anne, and a limited number of top advisors were there, the event seemed to be nothing more than a typical family vacation. On the other hand, those who are familiar with the situation characterize it as a heated clash. Anne provided a lengthy dossier that outlined what she saw to be Camilla's encroachments on royal tradition, as stated in the minutes of the meeting that were leaked and received by this magazine via unidentified methods. This includes the following. There have been efforts made to change the seating arrangements at state occasions in order to elevate members of Camilla's family above working royals. Proposals to change the purpose of charity organizations, which might possibly water down Anne's long-standing projects. Efforts to incorporate Camilla's children in succession planning, which Anne thought damaged the direct line of successors, which consisted of Prince William, his wife Catherine, and their children. Anne, using her position as Colonel of the Blues and Royals, and as the most trusted advisor to the late Queen, utilized her power in order to demand that adjustments be made. Titles are not granted lightly. They must be earned through unwavering commitment to the crown, Anne allegedly declared, according to an assistant who was there at the time. As King Charles found himself torn between his commitment to his wife and his sister's disagreements, he made an effort to settle the situation. According to the same source, he said that Camilla's proposals are designed to modernize rather than threaten the status quo. On the other hand, Anne was unaffected. She issued a formal order later that week asking palace officials to restore any references to Camilla as Queen in an official capacity when the sovereign King Charles was not present. This was a move that astonished even her closest friends, despite the fact that it was a step that she had been making for quite some time. It was emphasized in the memoranda that were sent inside the organization that Camilla should be addressed as the Duchess of Cornwall in accordance with the procedures that were in place before the coronation. The execution was so nuanced that it was a model of mastery. It was not announced to the public, and there were no press releases sent. In its place, the shift was made visible via the revision of announcements, the updating of event programs, and the provision of silent instructions to workers. According to a former palace insider, it's a classic Anne maneuver, precise, unflinching, and effective. The statement was made. It was not necessary for her to put on a show. All she needed to do was act. From a state of shock to one of outrage, Camilla's reaction. The manner in which Camilla has responded to the demotion has been the primary focus of the media's attention. In the immediate aftermath of the event, she withdrew to Clarence's house, where insiders describe a scene of unfiltered emotion. One member of the staff shared with the reporters that she was inconsolable. The videos that are circulating online show Camilla attempting to maintain her composure during the event. Yet those who are within the organization paint a picture of a woman who has been pushed to her limits. Hurling objects, shouting about betrayal, it was unlike her. The allegations state that Camilla ordered a comprehensive probe into the event and accused her aides of conspiring to cover it up in private meetings. Anne has the audacity to embarrass me in such a manner. According to reports, she yelled out. Her rage is a result of years of being scrutinized by the public, including the scandalous affair she had with Charles, which was in the news throughout the 1990s. According to Dr. Sarah Ellis, a psychologist, Camilla has put in a lot of effort to earn her position. This seems to be a public attempt to undermine the credibility that was so carefully earned. While all was going on, King Charles found himself in a precarious financial situation. The disagreement between the siblings occurred during a private phone chat with Anne not long after the occurrence. As reported by many sources, Charles reportedly said, "You've crossed a line." The conversation came to a sudden conclusion, leaving Charles to deal with the aftermath of the situation. Anne's response was direct and unambiguous. "No, Charles, you did when you crowned her queen." In accordance with the royal rule of discretion, Camilla has maintained her silence in the public eye. In spite of this conjecture, has been reinforced by her body language on the following occasions, which included a stricter stance and fewer smiles. The tape has been studied by analysts such as Dr. Mark Thompson, a specialist on body language, who has seen subtle signs of resentment, such as averted eyes and clenched fists. A house divided regarding the royal family's reactions. As a result of the tragedy, rifts have been revealed within the royal family. Prince William and Catherine, the Prince and Princess of Wales, have not made any public statements about this matter, yet their silence is instructive. There is evidence to imply that they share Anne's views and consider Camilla's influence to be a possible risk to their future career opportunities. The communication that William sent to Charles, which was interpreted as saying, "We need to protect the crown, not personalities," has been considered an indication of William's silent support for Anne Elizabeth. Despite the fact that other members of the royal family, such as Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie, have maintained a low profile, analysts feel that the event may exacerbate the divisions that already exist. Royal commentator James Patterson said that the Windsor family is a family that is under a lot of stress. Titles aren't the only thing at stake here. Who controls the narrative of the monarchy is the most important question. In response to criticism from the public and the social media storms and editorial debates, it was the tale that made headlines all over the globe, with publications such as The Times applauding Anne for her defense of tradition. People on social media posted images that contrasted Camilla's surprised appearance with Anne's placid composure. According to surveys carried out by YouGov, 58% of British citizens are in favor of Anne's acts and consider them to be an essential kind of correction. There was a discussion in editorials about the implications. Is this a step toward maintaining the integrity of the monarchy, or is it a move back into practices that have become obsolete? Camilla's relegation, according to critics, alienates younger people who want a royal family that is more welcoming to all aspects of society. Historical context from the shadow of Diana to the rise of Camilla by Camilla. The 1980s and the marriage of Charles and Diana are the origins of this dispute, which may be traced back to those years. Although Anne disapproved of Camilla's romance, she remained faithful to Diana, whom she had at first seen as a welcome breath of fresh air. Anne's perspectives became more adamant as time went on, and Diana's life broke down. The following is an example of the background provided by specialists such as Dr. Rebecca Thompson, a historian. Anne embodies the old guard while Camilla represents change. There was no way around this conflict. The future of the monarchy is at stake, according to expert analysis. Experts from the royal family have expressed concern that this occurrence may hasten the process of modernity. According to Dr. Olivia Grant, the crown must evolve. Otherwise, it risks becoming irrelevant. There are many who advocate for Anne, like constitutional lawyer Sir Michael Hayes, who asserts that tradition is the foundation of the monarchy. This is a step-by-step breakdown of the timeline of events. In the 1980s, Camilla starts an affair with Charles, which causes Anne to become enraged. During the 1990s, Diana's public fights brought to light issues inside the family. Charles and Camilla are married in the year 2005. In the year 2022, Elizabeth II passes away, and Camilla succeeds her as consort. In the year 2023, Anne takes action as tensions rise at Balmoral. On October 14, 2023, the incident about the gala. Implications for the world, how people around the world feel about the British crown. On a global scale, the narrative has sparked conversations on the significance of monarchies or monarchies. Commentators in the United States, such as Anderson Cooper, referred to it as a fascinating glimpse into royal dysfunction. In Commonwealth countries, it raises problems about allegiance to the Queen, impact on the economy and culture, regarding tourism and the public's opinion. The yearly contribution of the monarchy to the economy of the United Kingdom is $500 million. There is a possibility that this controversy may have an impact on tourism, with analysts forecasting a temporary decrease in public support. Implications for the law: is it possible to retract titles? Despite the fact that titles are left up to the sovereign's discretion in accordance with the Royal Marriages Act and succession regulations, Anne's action brings to light several ambiguous situations. Legislators disagree over whether or not her activities are valid. Individual account statements from members of the palace staff. There are aides who offer anonymous descriptions of the tension that they experience. Working for the royals is a high-stakes game. Because of this occurrence, everyone is on edge. What's next? Will there be a reconciliation or an escalation? King Charles is faced with a decision when the dust settles. Either he should reinstall Camilla or he should accept the new status quo. Anne's determination is unwavering, despite the fact that there are indications that a family meeting could be in the pipeline. A monarchy that is currently in transition. In the end, the story has been rewritten as a result of the acts of Princess Anne. The monarchy, which was formerly seen to be unchanging, is now at a crossroads. It is more than just a change in title. Camilla's relegation serves as a reminder that tradition will always be respected. Under the watchful eye of the whole world, the House of Windsor must proceed with caution across these unknown seas. Despite the fact that the future is unclear, there is one thing that is certain: Princess Anne has shown her influence. which has the power to change the path that royal history takes. Thank you for watching the video. Please let us know your thoughts and goodbye for now.